What is up, guys? We are now live. My name is Jack McNeil with Baseball Central. I'm joined by Nick Hamlin and the boys. I'll let them introduce themselves because for some of you, you may not know them too personally. You know them as Cespedes Family BBQ, otherwise known as the best Twitter account on baseball, already up to 20,000 followers there. By far, you're shaking your head. You are. Just admit it. You concede, all right? We have Jordan and Jake here. I'm going to let Jake start because you are in between finals right now. Jake, what are your thoughts on living in this moment right now?
Right now, I'm just trying to make it to the next minute. Finals week, it's all about setting goals, and I set kind of low goals so that I can barely get over them. I'm in the middle of writing a Cold War paper, and that's kind of the only things I've been thinking about the last couple of days. So if I just start yelling out Russian phrases or names or words, I sincerely apologize for that.
Tear down that wall.
And I am a communist on the inside. Just let's make that clear.
All right, we gotta clear that up. Now, on the other hand, Jordan, it looks like you aren't doing anything. Is that what I'm hearing? That for the next few days you're literally doing nothing.
Sources tell me that Jordan is doing nothing.
That is absolutely correct. And I should say that any political ideologies expressed by Jake during this broadcast do not reflect the official ideologies of the Cespedes Family BBQ. As much as we appreciate our communist Cubans, it's just not really like that. Anyway, yes.
I don't think the people are communist, Jordan. I don't think Yoenis Cespedes has a particular love for the Marxist-Leninism.
Well, we unfortunately we might never know.
It's not like Yasmani Tomas is singing the Internationale as he takes BP.
That would make me watch Diamondbacks games. So.
Can you imagine that? That'd be amazing. If that was his walk-up song, oh, McCarthy would shut him down.
Now, Jay, you are at WashU, Jay, correct? And Jordan, you're in some room. It could be a death chamber potential. We're not exactly sure. But I'm going to start this off really simple. All right? You guys have a minute to convince everyone out here that Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Who's going to start in this? We got Jordan or Jake. Who's got it?
Jordan, I'm gonna let you do this, I think.
So it shouldn't be that difficult to really understand when there's someone who hit more home runs. I think is it than anyone ever? Is that what it is?
I thought it was most people.
Most people. All right. So you got that. You got the fact that before he left Pittsburgh, he basically already had a better career than better than Mark Teixeira's career before he even left Pittsburgh. Better than a bunch of guys. And then if you want to cut it, if you want to take Barry Bonds out in 1998 when he supposedly started taking steroids, cut his career off there, and he's already one of the greatest players of all time. So if you want to go again, if you hate cheaters, and
I hate cheaters.
That's a longer debate.
I hate cheaters.
I love them.
Obviously,
I like cheaters.
Right.
I like Fritos.
Here's the thing. It's as simple as this. He cheated in a time when everybody was cheating, and he cheated better than everybody else, and it wasn't even close. And if this doesn't convince you, look at it.
Can you show the groin area? I think the groin might be more convincing.
He is so thankful for the Lord above who gave him those abilities to hit 762 home runs and be intentionally walked 688 times in a 22-year career. And then the other awesome thing about Barry Bonds is that he won 7 MVP awards, which is more than a lot of people. It's more than, I think,
most people.
And also, he should have won 9 MVPs. So 7 was actually low because of 1991 and 2000. So I don't really know what else you need to know. I mean, he's the greatest player to ever play. I'm sorry.
And the other thing, may I make a contention, my friend Jordan?
You're already over like a minute, so yes.
The other thing is, like, if you're gonna, right, you have the era. Grant Brisbee made a good point about this, right? That if you're not going to vote for the PED guys, your ballots are going to look like Randy Johnson and Paige Rowe and John Smoltz because everyone remembers the 90s for pitching, right? That's how right?
Yeah.
That's what it was all about.
Absolutely. Yeah, no offense at all.
Right, Barry?
Right, Barry? What was that, Barry? Oh, you're the best? Okay.
I hit so
Thanks,
many
Barry.
home runs.
Not only that, he was like they all looked good. It wasn't like an Adam LaRoche home run where you just are kind of sad it happened. You know what I mean? Like you didn't enjoy that it happened. But yeah, no, Barry was the best. I tweeted out I don't know if I did it right, so you guys can just.
Someone was added to Hangout and left.
I think Vincent, someone named Vincent, was added to the call.
Oh, we got
someone named.
I put out a link. I tweeted out a link to it, and I might have put the wrong link out. So.
Okay, so we're gonna have to eject a bunch of screaming fans. How about instead of that, let's have them ask the questions on Twitter. We already have a few. This might be entertaining to have some random. I think actually maybe the next person we let on every 3. Okay, like we choose to kick out 2 of them. Keep 1. That ratio.
I just deleted the tweet, so that's not going to happen. But
okay.
People do have questions for us, and I think we do have the right not to answer them, Jordan, and it's important to remember you have that right. But keep that in mind.
I got a quick question for you guys. Top 3 jerseys that you each own.
Okay, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Top 3. Number 1's probably Lastings Millage Yalkut Swallows.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's got to be number 1.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what you how you rate it. Like if you want an awesome jersey versus if you want like a funny jersey. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, we have another guest. Wait,
let's have this. Let's play this out. What's going on, guest? Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear. We got JRDLC Man 23 on.
Oh, that's me.
We got someone else. We got Ray.
Oh my.
We got Manson. This is wild. We got 8 people on. Hey, JRDLC Man 23. Can you hear me right now?
I can hear you.
I feel like we're playing Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Guys, do you like my Bartolo poster over in my bed?
It looks like he's taking a shit on the ground.
You should be hitting.
I got it from my friend.
So actually, Bartolo was going to be the second answer. Probably my second favorite jersey I own is a Bartolo Mets. And then I don't know. I mean, I don't wear this a lot, but I have a Russell Wilson Asheville Tourists jersey.
Oh wow.
That's my favorite one that you have.
Which glows in the dark. which is so like when they were designing that, like, do you think that okay, so this is something we should sell at the team store, and then someone else was like, but like, what if you're wearing it and you can't see anything? Yeah, glow in the dark, and yeah. So those are my top 3. Jordan,
my top 3 are probably my favorite is my Felix Hernandez Everett Aqua Sox. That's just.
Did I buy that for you, or did I buy it, or did you buy it?
I found it for me.
I found it and you bought it.
Yeah. My second favorite one is wow. Apparently, I've bored our lovely guest away from the screen. So my second favorite one is definitely. I didn't think it was going to be my favorite one. But
Jake DeGrom.
No, DeGrom's top 10, but my Yankees Yangervis Solarte.
Oh wow.
Jordan, we need a photo of the 2 of us in our Yankees jerseys together. Me and my Vernon Wells, and you and your Yangervis Solarte.
Because Yangervis, we circled Yankee Stadium several times to find that for me, and that was great. And then the last one is either my oversized Ryan Domit Pirates or LJ Hose, the LJ Hose one.
Oh,
is the LJ Hose the 0?
No, I've got the 2. We got the limited edition 28.
28.
Wow.
The picture
Matching.
of you and Lana wearing that together is huge.
Yes. It's
one that you didn't mention and that you don't really wear all that often, but I think is very underrated, is the Yu Darvish one I bought you.
Yes. Oh no, that is a great
says
one.
Darvish in Japanese on the back.
I'm a big fan of that one.
That's cute. How many jerseys have you guys bought each other?
Probably the best one I got him was a gray Mariners Unieski.
Yeah.
Betancourt.
That one hurt
You
me.
bought me that. I think that might be the only one you bought me.
No, I think there was.
Have you bought him more than he has bought you? Is there a relationship?
I think that's true, but I'm not sure if that was the only one.
Yeah. But the best was when my grandma Ruth bought me a Babe Ruth.
Oh,
That was nice.
I gotta ask, JRDLCman23. We're gonna have you ask one question, and then we'll let you go, just so we're not extremely confused on everything here. But do you have a question for the barbecuers?
If I knew, I would have thought better. But here's a question. Winter is coming, so it's starting to snow a bit, at least where I live. The wonderful state of New Jersey. So I was wondering, which baseball player would you like to participate in a winter activity the most with?
That's a
quick question.
Well, first of all, I hate to be. I feel like I'm such a pro just using a plug here, but Jake did probably my favorite Photoshops he's ever done, putting a bunch of Cubans in the Winter Olympics.
It was the Cuban Winter Olympic team.
And if you go look at that post, there's your answer. It's like ice skating with Jose Abreu. Is that?
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I have an answer.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ready for this? You're going to be like, you ready?
I'm not ready yet.
JT Snow.
Oh.
Okay. Wait, I actually might have a sound effect to help with that. Actually, no. Wait, continue.
Nick Winters.
God.
Does a snowball fight with Lansing's Millage intrigue you guys at all?
I think that would be dangerous. If I want to have a snowball fight with someone, I want someone I can beat. So like Ben Revere, Johnny Damon, Billy Butler, someone with no arm, no mobility. Billy Butler's not a bad pick,
Willie Mo Pena.
Willie Mo Pena.
Dude, Willie Mo. Ooh, I don't want to piss him off.
That's true. I can imagine like getting into a fight with Willie Mo Pena, right? And he just picks up a snow shovel and just starts pounding you over the head with it.
You can't win versus him. That's the thing. You just can't.
You're just bleeding out on the ground until the authorities find you. And can you imagine, Jordan, if one of us was murdered by Willie Mo Pena? That'd be the best thing that ever happened to us.
Yeah, it'd be huge for the blog.
It'd be enormous.
No, it'd be great. Speaking of hits, because I do want to touch on this, I think a few reporters are taking advantage of kind of the new Twitter sphere. I'm wondering what your guys' thoughts on a few reporters here. I know you guys are big on what is his name here? Ricky Shaw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
News, is that what it is? This is kind of the epitome of the transformation of news, because we're looking at a 12-year-old comes in. How can you be 12 and in IMSA? I mean, we see here Jake Wesley. Obviously, we had him on the show. Robert Murray and others. I would say even Nick Hamlin has had a few stories, and he's like 8 or something. So, Ricky Shaw, 12 years old, is pretty impressive. What do you guys have to say with the kind of new age youth reporting? Is it ruining America?
Well, undoubtedly. I mean, that's the first thing we need to assume. But I think what's been especially impressive is that you have to keep in mind the reason these kids have been so successful is because their process is unencumbered by puberty. The rest of us, right, we are dealing with the effects of puberty every single day, right?
Every minute.
We have hair in places, and we have deep voices that people don't want to listen to. We sweat, right? We have man smell, right? These kids don't have that, right? That allows them to get even closer to the sources that they're trying to get. You know what I'm saying, Jordan?
The other thing is I mean, you look at these young boys trying to report news, and all it takes is a quick look at their Twitter bio. I mean, he says right there, dedicated to putting the work in, and that's the kind of hustle that you want to see from a 12-year-old reporter. Because without that, what do you have? What do you have?
Nothing. You just have a dumb kid. Two types of people are willing to say that sentence: bad rappers and young beat reporters dedicated to putting the work in.
Right.
Is there a way to quantify that hustle? I know, Sabermetrics, they argue like, you can't talk about hustle. Can you quantify the hustle? Can you do it? Or is this unmatched?
No.
I think you gotta look at the cell phone used in play. I mean, you can look at Ricky Shaw. That's clearly a flip phone. I mean, that. Gotta respect that.
It's not even a flip phone. If you look at what Ricky's using to report these rumors, you have to understand that he's working with limited resources that require to put the work in. dedicated.
Dedicated.
Putting the work in.
Beautiful.
Well, Jordan, that might be actually a physics reference, because what if that means he's charging his phone, right? He's putting the work in the phone.
Work goes in, news comes out.
It's like that Willy Wonka thing where they
Matt Kemp to the Orioles, motherfuckers. It's happening. You can put it on the board. Yes.
I hear the Orioles are going to Matt Kemp, but that's just me.
Orioles traded to Matt Kemp.
Ricky Shaw actually tweeted our show a few days ago, I want to say, saying that Lester was going to the Cubs. So, I mean, honestly, he's been right so far. I want to get to a few questions, though. I'm crying. It's just so beautiful to hear. It's beautiful. But to think that our society has gone so far from, talking to people to now you put something in a flip phone and there it is for everyone. Free information. Communist, I would
Jordan,
say.
Wait, hold up. Can you even tweet from a flip phone?
I think you gotta send it as a text message.
Yes, I think you're right on that. And they always had that internet thing, but no one ever used it. It was super slow. I mean, maybe possible.
I actually wasn't allowed to text until I was a freshman in high school.
Well, that's why you're not a reporter, man. That's why you have not made it yet. Is because I would blame your parents for that one.
I mean, one thing I think that's worth mentioning is it's not just kids getting in on this reporting action. We got some other maybe qualified adults. Milbelt Rodriguez. Do you guys have any thoughts on him?
Yes. I thought it was your belt.
So, of course, the great Milbit. So I know Jake Wesley has tried to defend his connections with Milbit in the past on an interview with you, Jack. Am I right?
Yes, it was.
Right.
I'm sorry. Milbit sounds like the name of some elf from some fantasy movie.
I'm Milbit the Bold, and I have breaking news.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about
Milbit Rodriguez just proves you can put anything in front of a Latino-sounding last name, and it's okay. I hope this is not a real person, because I'll feel pretty bad.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing, is wondering how many of these are literally bots, and that says way more about our society than 12-year-olds reporting news.
I tweeted this the other day, like, the people that make the fake Rosens, like, where does that fit into your day? Like, when you wake up, it's like, here we go.
Like, they like tweet a bunch of shit, They're like, I mean, that's a prime time.
I have a question. Is how does SportsCenter come across a fake Ken Rosenthal account that has like 2 followers? How does that happen?
That's the worldwide leader in Sprots right there.
I feel like SportsCenter has been trying to compensate for not following baseball for like 5 years, and so now they're like, time to break some baseball news. Whoops, totally wrong. So that's. Did they ever like? Was that ever resolved, or they just
that would require journalism, Jordan. That would require journalism. Jordan, do you have any questions for me?
Me? No, of course.
I just realized you've never had the opportunity to interview me, and I've never had the opportunity to interview you.
I feel like we have, but I don't think we're at liberty to make that decision.
All right, I got a question for you guys. Who's the better men's league baseball player?
Oh my God, it's not even close.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Okay.
If you're
looking for a guy that's gonna get a vine of what Jake's doing in the game, I'm your man. All right.
That's the best vine ever.
I don't know if I'm worth the roster spot, but like when you consider what the value of men's league is, which is capturing the greatness of a bunch of 18-year-olds playing against like mid-30-year-old people drinking beer in the dugout.
Can I tell a story?
Absolutely.
So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but last year I ran a men's league baseball team called the Barbecuers, and we were pretty good, like mostly D3 players who were all right, you know. And one game, I invited Jordan. Jordan was always welcome to come play when he wanted. It was actually a pretty big game, and we had 10 guys, right? And I let you hit 10th in the lineup. I think that's what happened.
Yes, this was a horrible managerial decision.
And you hit the first time, and you struck out.
Mm-hmm.
And the second time through the order, just the decision was made by probably me to see if we could just kind of gloss over Jordan in the batting order.
I made that decision. Are you kidding?
But
I was like,
Jordan was like, I don't want to hit anymore. And I was like, Jordan, I don't know if you could just take yourself out of the batting order. So the number 9 hitter walks.
But I did.
And we send the number 1 hitter up to bat. And the other team just goes, no, that's not how baseball works. And Jordan is forced to hit and strikes out. It was like bases loaded, 1 out. That's why I didn't want you to hit.
I know. I shouldn't have gone in the first place.
You couldn't have faked an injury or something?
Dude, no, I told you to get out of the dugout so that, like, oh, he left. He had to go.
What? That's not true. That is false information.
You had to go speak to sources, though, right? I mean, you got people calling you left and right, telling you what's happening in baseball. So, I mean, there's the excuse right there. You are a source man, like Jake Wesley, my man.
Source man.
We have so many sources that...
How many? I mean, can you quantify it, or is it almost to a point where it's so many per team that you can't even really put a number on it?
I can't even hold all my sources.
Okay. So it's more than 2, right? Then if you can't hold it?
Oh, it's like... I don't even think I can count as high as the number of sources that I have. Jake is trying to figure it out right now.
Is he texting?
Or Jake is definitely frozen. Yep. Oh, it was bound to happen at some point. Text from Jake. I'm going to read you the text I just received from Jake. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
My computer just pooped out. Couldn't handle the sources.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So there
Wait,
you go.
so is that directly from him, or is that a source who let you know that?
No, this is directly spoke to.
That's a direct source. A verbal source?
A textual source.
That's big.
Yeah, can we get a look on the frozen screen that he has there?
Yeah, I'm trying to lock it in, but since it's frozen, they're recognizing it as not even like an existent thing.
He looks like. Hold on, you guys have seen Too Many Cooks, right?
I actually haven't.
I have not.
Okay, never mind. I can't make.
And now he's gone, so now we're just gonna have to look at Jordan for a long time.
I'm sorry.
We can't. I'm sure some random people will hop in.
Yeah, we could just wait. We'll wait about a minute. Oh, he's back. Waiting for the face. Oh, he's unfrozen. He's unfrozen, folks. And he's gone.
You know, your computer. You know when you're on your computer, and Steve, the ghost of Steve Jobs, just crawls through your keyboard and just punches your laptop right in the dick, and it just kind of turns off.
Yes. The sad thing is when you said Steve Jobs, I was imagining Ashton Kutcher, and it just wasn't. It wasn't the same.
It's a different thing. It's a different thing.
It was weird.
I'm sorry that happened. That was so embarrassing.
Now what
for me.
I think we learned a valuable lesson though about sources, because during that time, you received, Jordan, a confirmation that it froze out from a source close to, I don't want to say Jake, but close to Jake.
Spoke to an ALGM with direct knowledge.
Right, direct knowledge. I like the word usage.
Yes.
There's literally no one else who can see me right now. I'm looking around. There's no one in here. So
you can do whatever you wanted right now for the camera right now, exclusively on Baseball Essential.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is an exclusive look. No one else is seeing what you're seeing.
There, but wow.
Yeah, not much.
You were frozen just a few seconds.
And now I'm back.
It's hoping like the plot again because I want to get a thumbnail.
It's kind of like the plot of Frozen. Everything is frozen, and then after a bit, it's not anymore. Which someone turn your dildo off, okay? This is an interview. You don't need to use your vibrator right now. All right?
I don't know how to turn it off, man. I don't know how to turn it off.
It's not even 11 o'clock. Jeez.
You know what I think, though? I think in this situation, though, I think you're saying that because it's actually you, and you're using it to draw away from the real point here, all right? Like, you're distracting people is what you're doing. Communism at its finest.
You know it's actually a famous Scandinavian proverb that goes, "Never bring your vibrator to a Google Hangout."
Who said that? Was that? I'm trying to think. Who said that? I'm trying to think of the quote there.
It was Leif Erikson's dog said that one.
Okay. Okay.
Jordan, I love how Jordan's like reacting to this like, man, this Jake guy's crazy. I've never seen him before. It's like
look at it.
This is the first. You're usually so calm and.
Yeah, let's run through some of these Twitter questions. How about that?
Sure. Let's talk some baseball.
Greenfield at Elaine Ann said, "Why don't they have Jake's mom on the podcast more?" Question mark. Love Jake's mom. So sources are telling me there might be a relation, not directly, but might be a relation to Jake.
So I don't know how much more of a direct relation you can get to being inside of another person and then exiting them, but that's my fucking mother. Okay. All right.
Can we confirm that, though? I mean, I usually don't run things unless we have multiple confirmations. Jordan, can you confirm that?
I can confirm. You go with it, man. You can go with it. Go with it.
All right. We're reporting exclusively
on this one.
Jake's
That's
mom.
my mom
has tweeted. Jake, what do you have to say to your mom right now?
Hi, Mom. No, there's a reason my mom's not on the podcast more, and I think it's because we had her on recently, and she spent the majority of the 15-minute segment lampooning me for my inefficiencies and faults. And
it was great.
That's not something I need to do on the air because it's something I'm living through off the air. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's probably why.
The other thing that stopped her from being on the podcast a lot is us being on the podcast a lot.
Also, us not podcasting ever.
That's basically what I meant.
We haven't put a podcast out in weeks, but that's just because, we hate the people.
Right.
The people.
The entire Cespedes Family BBQ was a ploy, to get people excited about this thing and then just never do it again.
Take it away.
I think one thing you guys
really weird career arc for the BBQ.
One thing you guys have actually accomplished is you're kind of actually surprisingly restoring some faith in baseball in the younger viewers, bringing a comedic side to it. So that's pretty cool.
See, it's interesting that you say that because we've never been trying to be funny. Most of these tweets were just oblivious to what's going on.
Then you come off very, very humorous, I could say.
Actually, every tweet I fall asleep on the keyboard, and it's just been wrong.
That explains the rampant spelling errors. But
thanks, Jordan.
No, am I wrong?
You know what they call them at college, right, guys? The Goebbels of grammar. So.
I was just writing about him in my exam an hour ago.
Crazy. Did you spell his name right? I bet you did, Goebbels.
Let's talk some baseball. Who's winning the 2015 World Series?
2015, my God. That's a long time from now.
No, Jordan,
bold prediction. Let's just hear a bold prediction for the 2015 season.
Bold prediction. I'm pretty pumped for the Bitcoin Bowl.
I'm saying...
Oh, bold prediction.
I'm saying... Probably not even in 2015. I'm saying the Toronto Blue Jays win 105 games.
In 2015.
Yeah.
I like the eyes. The eyes convince me. I
was shocked at my own prediction. It was so shocking.
It convinced me, though. I'm not going to lie. I want to skip to another question, too, as we heard something about Bitcoin. Did you want to add to the baseball side of things, or do you think Bitcoin will somehow have a partnership with MLB to excite the stock market in the declining viewership of the game while still being a $9 billion market? Do you think there could be a correlation between those two?
There are some things I will never, ever understand in life, and I've come to accept that. Josh Hamilton's reluctance to lay off any slider away from a lefty, right? That's a big one. That's number one. the plot to Fight Club, like, never gonna get that ever. Just give up. Bitcoin, no, like, no idea. You've tried to explain it to me, Jordan. It is not money, but it is. It's like, what is it?
It's money, is what they're saying.
It's money. Is that like She-Man money?
It's money. Actually, Jeremy Barfield, we spoke to him earlier tonight. He ended the show by saying "shmoney."
Really?
Shmoney dance. Yes,
is that like,
I was a bit shocked.
I think it's Yiddish for money.
I think it might have something to do with the Bitcoin connection, but I'm not completely sold. I'll have to ask my source before that. Let's get to another rapid-fire question. Nicholas Tarnowski, I'm going to say, is that how it's pronounced? At Nick Goski, like he knows something. I don't know. Weird way of going at it. I'm curious what exactly they like to BBQ. I'm assuming when he meant they, he's talking about Nick and I, but I will let you two answer just for the fact that you guys are on as random guests on the show.
Hot dogs, hamburgers, the occasional ferret. Jordan?
Yeah, that was a one-time thing. I don't think we need to
Not going back to the ferret.
But no, we had some good barbecue on our road trip this summer.
We did.
We were luckily served. We didn't actually have to actively participate.
We don't cook. We don't really cook.
We're holding out until we can actually barbecue with Ioannis. I think
right.
That's fair to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's the dream. Literally, that is a dream I have every night. It's kind of sad because it never happens when I wake up.
Does it end wet or no?
Well, it ends with most of us kind of, when you leave a barbecue, you kind of feel too full and like you didn't accomplish anything. It's kind of like that.
Because you didn't. You didn't accomplish anything.
No. Very few things get accomplished at actual barbecues,
Right. Now, this is off topic, but it is on topic. You mentioned
good dreams. Because the entirety of this interview has been completely on a linear topic, so this is going to be different than that.
No, it can't be any different. It's going really straight. It's going in a progression here. When you're having these dreams, I'm sure you guys have had many big cuddle sessions, some longer than the others. Which one is the better cuddler? That is Tyler Stafford's question.
Jordy, have we ever had to share a bed on the road? I don't think so.
No, I guess not.
I mean, I can't.
We've been lucky to stay in some luxurious places that allow us to spread out.
Red Roof Inns, Motel 6.
Let's not.
Super 8.
Let's not brag too much. Right.
Super Bowl.
But no, I mean, I think that's for Blogwell to decide.
Okay. Blogwell got that.
Stafford, we'll have to find out next time we see him.
I mean, I think I have to say, Jordan, I think you are probably one of the worst cuddlers I know. And I think that just simply comes down to your frame. I mean, you're like a chassis with no meat.
Right.
Yeah.
You're built like a sukkah.
You said that before, and it still surprises me that that's a thing that you would say.
Tan, you're like a sukkah. You're pale. I only hang out with you at specific times during the year, and you're very susceptible to changes in wind.
Yes.
I remember we were actually in Chicago, and we were walking down the street, and Jordan, he weighs 135 pounds. We're walking, and I just keep walking. He just starts falling back. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
It was a scary moment.
It's like the wind.
It was.
He's so aerodynamic that it gets him. So he can't wear jackets open like this, or else he'll blow backwards. These are just the things that a man suffers when he weighs 12 pounds, and I appreciate. I applaud you, Jordan. Jordan, do you think you're heavier than Ricky Shaw?
Oh man, Ricky's been putting some pounds on since he's been making the big bucks from breaking all the news.
Talk about a kid with a fat, dumb face. We have to get some fucking sound effects.
Boo! We should use this on the podcast.
Jordan, our sound effects. Varsity baseball.
All right,
Jake, I can't even imagine how much Jake would abuse a laugh track, but I can imagine it'd be.
I went with the opposite there. Now, when you were talking about your framework and who has the advantage there, I think this ties into one of the last fan questions here. Because to be honest with you, after a while, fan questions just waste too much time. Before we weren't wasting time. The fan questions, we're wasting a lot of time now. If they fought each other gladiator style, assuming, again, Nick and I, but I'll refer to you guys, in a battle to death, who would win? Now, it seems like you may have just answered that question, giving the advantage, a huge advantage. But I will let you guys answer who will win in the gladiator style battle.
First of all, the person who asked this question is not a fan. He is a professional beat writer for the Seattle Mariners. And Ryan, I really hope that you have something better to be doing at the winter meetings, but I'm glad that you're asking this question instead.
Just break the Melky deal already. Like...
we've had this pretty much exact same question on the podcast. Is that first week? We've already determined that Jake is crazier, more of a wild card.
Bigger, more athletic.
Lifts, bro.
I do not lift, bro. All right?
Lift more than me, bro.
There is a reason I'm a D3 sidearm reliever.
It wouldn't be close, but hopefully I would be able to negotiate my way out of it. But who knows?
Yeah, Jordan's a good at peace talks.
I am. I'm more of a yes. That's my strategy.
Right.
All right, we got one last question here. An actually kind of rather serious question. How did you guys get this whole thing started, and what's your goal going forward with the barbecue?
This is always a good question. Fun to talk about.
The dream is, I don't know if you guys know who the Men in Blazers are. No? All right. They are they basically are these two dudes who did a soccer podcast until Grantland brought them in, and then NBC Sports bought them out for a crap ton of money, and they do like a show every week, and they do podcasts, and they get paid a lot of money to do it. I mean, ideally, we get to do this, and people give us money to do it, and we can do it for a while because it's fun. But that's not the most likely thing in the world. At some point, it's probably gonna have to, do something else. The biggest thing I think that we've gained through this, it's only 2-year anniversary next week, Jordan.
That's
the
weird.
2 years that we've been doing this is the contacts that we've met, the people, the relationships that we've been able to build with people that are in positions that are going to be able to help us later on, has kind of given us a foundation that we're going to be able to capitalize on once we kind of get out of school, in a way that we did not think would happen.
No, not at all. And I think that's been the most fun, is just meeting people in baseball, and always kind of, again, we joke about it a lot, but realistically, once you kind of get in, establishing contacts and get not really sources, but just people to talk to in the game, it makes a huge difference, and it makes it a lot of fun.
Right.
Mostly, again, how we got started, we were just doing this, we figured we were having these conversations anyway, so we might as well just
write it
somewhere.
Down.
And it was mostly so that we could go back and look at it and be like, wow, we are so funny. And then we ended up, other people basically found it.
It took us a couple months to kind of get it rolling, and I think the biggest thing that's helped us out is just, keeping everything in perspective, right? Not taking any of this shit too seriously, and we started trying to give real analysis, and then we realized that there was this niche there, that no one was really doing this, right? That being silly and treating it like a game, and as we've kind of continued to kind of do that, we've learned so much more than I think we ever thought we would about baseball. So fuck, if we wanted to, we could go sit on a minor league series and write a decent scouting report about someone. And I don't think we could do that 2 years ago.
Right. No, we've learned so much, and I think just, again, I think, people find us funny, and we enjoy keeping people entertained, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on the podcast, whether it's on the blog. And again, as Jake always says this, which I totally agree with, our ability to be funny about baseball is totally dependent on us knowing baseball and understanding shit, and without that background knowledge, we can't make jokes about Archimedes Caminero. It's easy to make just to take the big main jokes that I guess we took it a step farther, and it's all rooted in like us actually knowing what we're talking about.
Right. There's a reason
it's gone a long way.
There's a reason MLB memes isn't funny to us. There's a reason that it's funny to some people.
There's a reason it's funny to like 100,000 people.
Right.
But like that's not, we're not going to sell out and make horrible jokes for a lot of people to get like simple humor. Like the fact that we've been able to build 20,000 followers on Twitter of people that like actually get our jokes, like that's so cool, and like it makes us feel really good. But
Jordan,
also,
I'd say,
you want to hear something kind of crazy?
What?
That number of people is more than you can fit in most NBA stadiums.
I don't know.
No, I looked it up. Like,
Right.
every single person that at one point in time cared about what we had to say would fill all of the Verizon Center. And then
like,
we would be on the court disappointing the shit out of them.
Right.
Oh.
Right, and that's the thing is like
We can't play basketball.
At this point, it's cool. Like reaching 20,000 is cool, and that just happened last night. And like, but the milestones don't really matter anymore. It's weird to kind of reflect sometimes and be like, wait, whoa, like there's a lot of people. But at the same time, we're not, we haven't changed anything since we had 500 followers. So I guess we figured out something that works, and we figured out something that we enjoy, and apparently that other people enjoy. And it's not really that much more effort. I mean, some of the content that we do, the podcast takes a lot of work, but in a lot of time. But we
don't
want
do
to
that
do
anymore. So
right, we haven't done it in a month.
Right.
But,
I mean, the other thing is like coming up with things to write about, like blog posts. That's kind of the hardest thing. Is coming up with something that's kind of the concept is funny. It's easy to find something to write about and make jokes about it within what you're writing about. But coming up with like an original concept, something that's entertaining and funny, is something that I think we've struggled with. And like we see people like Grant Brisbee and Sam Miller who can just shit this stuff out like it's water, and we can't, like, we still can't do that, and we're working towards that.
Exactly, and like the idea of us being everyday bloggers, I mean, it's again, Sam Miller and
we would have to renovate one of our basements.
Right. But again, like what we have been able to do, and this hasn't changed, and this is why we've been able to get, is capitalize on the times when we do come up with something, because generally when we do, it's pretty fucking good. So we've been able to capitalize on those moments when we have sparks of brilliance, and we make good stuff. But it is hard. We really can't imagine being dependent on you got to put something out twice a week, or you got to put something out every day. Like that's hard for us to imagine. Of course, we'd love to be able to know how to do that, but we admire those people.
Are you being held in a meth rave warehouse?
No,
I would say.
Yeah.
You're talking to me or him?
Yes, you. Yeah.
Me. Okay. I would add. Let's see, meth. Yes. I mean, it was a former meth lab. I would say like 10 years ago or so. There almost was an explosion. Now there's potentially dab explosions. It's really dangerous, actually. But no, to be honest with you, this is my basement. This is where the Cespedes Family BBQ new office will be located. I'm just going to bring that lab and move it.
It's funny you say that, because that's actually what Sandy Alderson calls the conference room at Shea Stadium, the Met Lab.
Shea Stadium, my God.
Oh, man, I was so close. It's late. Oh.
City.
They kept Shea Stadium open just for the meth lab.
I feel like
just for the meth lab. Yes.
I feel like a shitty dad.
I am disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
You should be.
These moments happen, Jordan.
Well, if you guys, I'll give you guys the last word, obviously, because I have a feeling it might be more than just one last word. But again, Jake Mintz and Jordan Schusterman here, or Schusterman, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. I fuck up pronouncing names all the time. Okay. That was the first cuss word I actually said this time. I had to throw it in there at some point because, why not? So anyway, thanks so much, guys, for joining us tonight. Truly, I will say I was crying earlier because it was really beautiful when you talked about Ricky Shaw. It was a moment that made me realize how lucky I am to be alive in this day and age. And it looks like you want a last word here, so I'm going to give it to you.
Men of the Baseball Essential Roundtable, Kelly Clarkson or Avril Lavigne?
I think that's an easy one. That's Kelly Clarkson.
I gotta go with Nick there. Clarkson.
There you go.
Smart men and smart times.
You could use some members of Team Kelly.
Why don't you go fuck yourself, Jordan?
Jake, do you wanna have anything at the end to say?
I usually don't have anything to say. I'm usually a quiet kind of guy. So.
You put it all out there.
I have nothing left.
Yeah, Jake, you have things to do. But I will close with you can find us at Cespedes BBQ on Twitter. We do have a podcast, and I'm not going to lie, I think our podcast is pretty good. We haven't done it in a while, but now that finals are ending,
I have to disagree. I think it's pretty much bullshit. I'm the one who edits it, so.
Right, but people seem to like it. We enjoy doing it, I think.
If you are interested in paying us for whatever reason, you can send us an email at cespedesfb@gmail.com. We appreciate any funds you may or may not be willing to give us. We'll take anything. Yeah, I mean, pay us. That'd be fucking sweet.
That would be good. But if not, and you just want to listen to the podcast, the Barbacast, for free, which it is free, go on our website, cespedesfamilybbq.com. If you click on it says the Barbacast at the top.
It's not free for us.
It has. That's true. It has a lot. It has a list of all the podcasts we've ever done with the guest next to it. We've had some cool people, some real baseball players, some not real baseball players, a lot of Jake, a lot of me been on the podcast. Jake's mom has been on a lot, to be fair.
Lana
Berry. If you know Lana Berry on Twitter, she's on the podcast every single week. So
wow.
There you go.
I will say this. So you guys care about the money. So you guys are the exact opposite of John Lester. We'll end it there. Jake, it's been a great time here tonight. Of course. Again, thanks so much, Jordan and Jake, for joining us. Cespedes Family BBQ. You guys know them already, so don't ask who they are. Yeah. And they already got it plugged in. So again, unless you guys, it seems like you got something to say here. What is this? I'm just gonna. You're moving locations. You're on the move.
All my shit is still here.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Is that confirmed, or do you need another source on that one?
I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, we'll end it there, guys. Thanks so much again for joining us. It has been fun. I've cried from beauty, and it's been a blast. So enjoy the finals, and Jordan, enjoy literally doing nothing for the next few days. And if you want to get some content out, I think the fans of Cespedes Family BBQ would appreciate that.
So would the partner of Cespedes Family BBQ.
I'm dedicated to putting no work in. There you go.
That's a good place to end.
All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. My name is Jack McNeil, joined by Nick Hamlin, and, of course, the founders and only people in Cespedes Family BBQ. Outside of their many followers, Jake Mintz and Jordan, Schusterman there. Thanks, guys, for watching. You can go ahead and find this, baseballessential.com. Thanks.